as somebody. So if we have nobody else, then I would reconsider that. He's not here,
I know.
so he's no use to us.
Have you brought it up to him?
Yeah, he's not going to be doing it. He's much like yourself, very busy.
And you
Yes.
have volunteers here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm a strong Republican, and I have very strong views that way, but
I agree.
I-
What
We're
about
going-
the fire
If we were,
territory?
I-
Fire territory.
we had attempted to find
But I
somebody else.
understand
wanted to
your
replace that,
views.
But then I will now say, we need somebody.
What are you gonna
guys
do?
are
need
very knowledgeable.
somebody
Once a
to
month?
represent us.
Yes.
Whether they are far left, far right, I don't know, but I'm saying at least we would have somebody
Yeah.
representing us.
Yes, and it is 1 out of 3.
Yeah, no,
So,
I
okay,
do
we have a vote.
agree. Is
It's
there
not
a
like they're gonna-
preference between two of you who really wants it?
I think,
Kathy is
I'm thinking Kathy would be a logical choice.
Okay, excellent.
Um,
Seeing that we tried to fill it with
Yeah,
somebody
I mean, I would
on
be
our
glad
side
to,
of the
but right now I'm busy.
Okay.
And their meetings, I believe, are gonna fall on days when
They're just
it's tax
week
time,
before.
so.
Yeah.
But
No,
I think Kathy would be an asset.
I agree.
That's
And
just
being
my
that we
opinion,
attempted
so.
to fill it on our side of the aisle, I'm gonna ask her when she comes back.
the more people we have involved in things, the better group we are,
Yeah, I
the
mean-
stronger we are.
I was voted out of office because we were going into a fire territory, if you recall.
I do, and not to mention,
Thank you.
many of those people who voted against you probably only went in because of the larger political issues. So it's not a reflection on the smaller.
Exactly.
Right.
But I made it a full effort to try to fill it from our side of the aisle, and now I'll extend it when she comes back. So, discussion of appointment to fire territory. I'm gonna fill that out when she gets in here and I ask her. Is there any other old business? We went through the process with legal counsel to put up the property for bidding at 5 o'clock in, if I may. In 18 minutes, that bidding period's gonna end for the reserve amount of $50,000. At which point we'll wanna re-examine and talk about possibly setting a different minimum.
Because no bids.
I can't say that until 5 o'clock. So, but we did that process. It was I put it out there on Facebook as well. I went to the Westville Indicator, I believe it is. So I think that's it. I put it online on the Facebook account. So that got posted twice. We notified everybody around there. So we'll see on that. We have to hold out 18 minutes for that. Is there any other old business we should cover? Okay. New business.
So what do we do if that
Okay, they better
50,000
get back here and say she accepts
No,
it.
we can't. We gotta probably re-examine our minimum and then post it again.
Do
You
we
better-
post that or we
They're
just
gonna
ask
ask
for
you to
bids?
serve. Oh,
Being that we attempted to fill it from our side of the aisle and failed, you are more than qualified. Would you please join us on the fire territory?
yes, I will, thank you.
so much. Kathy.
Oh, I like you again.
I acknowledge it's not great reflecting on myself,
Break
but
out the bar.
I did what I thought was
They
right.
got,
So,
to approve
thank
that.
you for joining us. Those meetings are gonna be the week before this one, and we're gonna keep that consistent throughout the year to the best of my ability. It's gonna be
Okay.
Thursdays, 4:30 PM Central Time, and, yeah. I think next week it'll be next month it'll be the first week, and then this will be the second week.
Okay.
Still here, by the way. Okay.
Didn't quite hear that.
So that's out of the way. We
what's
have
it?
nothing else to discuss other than wait for bids to come in.
First
Right.
Thursday.
Anything else? I
Thursday.
guess we can move to the public comment if there is any.
There's a question in regard to when the fire territory meets. What
Yes.
days? Is it the first Thursday of the month?
This month it was the second because of the holidays,
Mhm.
so I assume they're gonna keep that. If there's a holiday falling near that, they might move it. But they're shooting for the first week, every month, sounds like.
First Thursday.
That's what we decided in the meeting.
Right,
To keep it.
I was at that meeting when they talked
Right.
about that. Okay.
So.
And
we'll
your
do that
meetings are
in-
gonna be the third Thursday?
Here,
Yeah,
second if theirs is on the first, and third if theirs is on the second week, so.
okay.
I know it's gonna be a little more complicated than prior, last year.
Okay.
But if there's nothing more for the board to discuss on new or old business, then I'd ask for the, who's gonna be speaking, and then go through the list, to get those out of the way. We'll discuss whatever needs to be discussed, and then hopefully we'll be close to big closing. Would you like to speak?
Me?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Would you like to
I would
speak?
like to speak.
This is a.
Question, I believe your first meeting of January should be an organizational meeting. Have you selected a new president and secretary of the board?
No, we haven't. Thank you
And
very
then
much.
your annual report, when are you going to have that ready for approval? That should be done soon as well.
Yes, I have, I'm gonna be doing it with Brian to make sure I do it right.
Okay.
We've talked about it, I know, I think, is it the end of February? Regardless, I've been in communications with him about.
Yeah, it's soon. You have to
It is
approve
soon.
it sometime in January, I thought, but,
Okay.
but check the statute.
Yes, I had already discussed with him about that, we were trying to schedule something to meet up and finish that. So thank you for that, but yes, we do need to do elections, thank you for that pretty much. That's gonna be important. So new business, who should be the president of the board? Any nominations? I don't think I can be, I'm not a board
No,
member.
you are not. It's the
Yeah.
board.
Between these two.
I nominate Tuscan.
You know,
Do you vote for yourself?
I'm fine, you know, I mean, it wasn't very demanding this past year or so.
Well, you're supposed to be leading the meetings like I am, it's pretty demanding.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you for that, Wilson.
They're kind of nominal.
Paul's got
positions.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
Alright, and then there's secretary? Yes.
You need a secretary, yeah.
Yeah, is it just those two? Is that right?
Those are the two elected of the board positions, yeah.
Would somebody like to take over doing what I'm doing? I need a secretary out of you guys.
Hey, when I was a trustee, I took minutes and there was
You're both
a
better.
secretary name.
Hell, yeah, I'll vote.
That's too cruel. Alright, Wilson, not suggest, this is a better word for that.
He accepted the position.
Well, he's not accepting, he's been told Kaczynski to be the secretary, so, told. I'll
He can't
find a
write
word
though.
for that later.
That's the way it
To be secretary. Enthusiastically supported by.
When is this term done? When is this elected?
They're
term?
annual,
This year.
annual.
Oh, for the.
For your
No, I mean,
One.
for,
26, I think, would be the next one.
Yeah, January of 27, I think it would
Correct.
transfer.
no,
So
November, yeah.
of 26 would be the next election.
Alright, we did that, we have to do the annual report and,
I just had it, there was, you and I had spoken before the meeting, but I think it's something that we need to bring up to the board as well. There was a state bill in front of the state legislature that would basically abolish townships and abolish your fire territories. Now, I don't know if the remedy, I didn't read the entire bill to see if that's just it's supposed to be taken over by the counties, respective counties. And I would hope that our township association would be fighting against this, as well as the fire associations throughout the state. But that's something that you need to keep an eye on and maybe keep us posted about.
it probably should have
Yes,
gone
it's-
into new business. You're right on that. This is HB 1233, I put the whole, thing on Facebook, so you can
Yes,
see
you
more
did,
information
thank
there.
you.
I didn't read the whole bill either, so maybe it's more reasonable than it sounds,
Mhm.
but.
I looked at it,
The ITA is fighting it. I was able to, did my small part, got ABC 57 on the phone, and they were supposed to have an interview with the president of the Township Association. So I know they're fighting it in the township level, what that organization is. We should keep an eye on that, though.
Is there a meeting or is there some way you can be
What
in
is
tune
the-
with
what
what
is
they're
the bill?
thinking?
HB 1233.
House Bill 1233.
Okay, what is it?
by January of 2027, they would abolish all townships and abolish all fire territories.
They've tried that before.
They did, in 2003, they
Yes.
tried to abolish townships. We've managed to
That
fight
isn't
that.
gonna pass.
I-
Jim
Well,
Kressel.
but
You
there
never
again, there's
know.
a whole new administration in there.
I know, but
And so we're not sure where this is gonna go,
Jim
but we
Kressel's
need to
against
watch
it.
it.
No, he's
He was
supporting
for
it.
it.
he's for it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Him
for
and
it.
Ms. Goski are both supporting this bill, and I'm like,
What?
yeah,
What's the
that's what I
advantage,
said.
disadvantage of it?
And I
Oh,
thought,
they
I
probably
just
think
don't
it's
see that the
That's my
counties can
understanding.
provide, it's not gonna be a cost-cutting measure, because eventually, they are going to have to man all of these fire stations that are now volunteers with paid
That will
personnel.
never no, I can't see
I
that
can't
either.
imagine. I
No,
can't, but-
I can't see that.
The only,
Stranger things can happen.
the only exception was Marion would be.
Marion County.
Marion County would not be included in
Oh,
this.
that's B.
But
yes.
that's
Yeah.
Indianapolis,
That's
you know, that's
BS.
just
The
Indianapolis.
kings, the kings of Marion County, they get to do what they please.
Right.
Well, pretty much. So, I mean, it's something that we just really need to be aware of and kind of monitor.
Oh, yeah.
That's worth
It's-
pointing
it's
out.
raise some ruckus.
Marion County is exempt.
Marion
Yeah.
County is exempt,
Yeah.
right?
Indianapolis.
Because
And that
it's
has been
Indianapolis.
exempt from other things, other
No.
legislation
In,
in the past.
in for a penny, in
Oh, we
for a
don't mind
pound.
it
We're all in it
because
or we're
items
not.
on the agenda.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
I'm not for any of that either.
No.
way.
Beautifully,
No.
we don't have a vote though.
Well,
You can tell you're a representative.
but I will tell you that years back, when I was trustee, there was a big push to consolidate smaller or, units. This even encompasses small incorporated towns. If your budget is not sufficient, if your revenues are not sufficient to handle what you need to have done, they will swallow you up and unincorporate you, and the county will take over all of these
What was
small
the
towns.
House bill?
1233.
So, I mean, there's a lot in this bill that I'm not sure that these legislatures really understand the ramifications down the line. But, I mean, I know when we were trustees, we fought tooth and nail every year, even the consolidation, because it would impact Hudson Township. We are one of the smallest townships in the state of Indiana. So consequently, we would be in jeopardy of being merged. That would lose, you
Mhm.
would really lose that
Autonomy.
hometown, yeah.
And what does
That
that mean
personal
because
touch.
of our fires on the other side of the next
Exactly.
town?
Well, we don't know
Next
how
town
this would all
over.
play out, you know?